Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're just laughing here. I'm on. We're just laughing
Are you
here at the
on?
comments. Am I on or am I not on? Tell
No,
me.
are we on a set? I fell asleep there during that start music.
Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You can't even thole an accordion band for like 2 minutes at the start of the programme.
Well, I
That
had
accordion
to.
band was, of course, Albert Bridge Accordion Band, who I picked this evening to get us all started off. So welcome everything. What have you been doing this week? Is it just me or have you been freezing the whole week? I have been freezing constantly.
No,
Absolutely freezing.
I've
Cannot get
been
heated this week at all.
absolutely roasting in the house.
That's because you were doing all the housework. What's going on with your screen tonight?
What
It's
do
a
you mean?
bit
What's going on the
weird.
screen tonight?
Maybe it's just the way. Oh no, it's just the way I'm looking at it. I had a great big. It's the Google have changed on us, so we had to do a few wee tweaks and twerks before we started there. So God knows what it's doing on us
Google
for the way.
hasn't changed. You've changed Google on us. Google didn't change.
Google changed. I went into Hangouts as normal, and it wasn't there any longer. It told you have to go to Google Meet. So there. Oh. Good evening, everyone. Let's get a few texts.
Google
Mark Anderson,
Hangouts,
Money
new.
More. Billy Gilmore and Margaret are watching in Port Glasgow. Roy Patterson's on. Gavin Hazlitt. Harry MacArthur in Glasgow. Lena Kirkwood in Port Lenown. Albert Harkness in Newton Scott Clark. Lynn Fitchie. Mary McKee. Alan McGraw. Jean Kerr. Mr. Roy. Nigel Sinnerton. Since when is he called Mr. Roy? That's been too polite there. Bart
Thank you,
Rennick
Mr.
says hello from Maguire's Bridge. Keith McCormick in Portrush. Roy Fisher waiting on another great show. It is a good show tonight. It's my picks tonight. I think you'll enjoy it. Eddie Martin says, hi everyone for a very cold Steel End in Fife. Roberta and Eddie are watching. Stephen Stafford is watching. John Simpson's watching in Londonderry. I think you'll like tonight, John. William Fenton is watching, just tuned in and ready for another great night of music. Robert says, good evening from Dungiven. Darren Leggy says hello from East Belfast. And Joshua is delighted to have an accordion or opening on the show this evening. Billy King is watching. Billy King, don't worry, I have not caved. Not caved at all. Tracy Biggerstaff says good evening from Pumperston in Scotland. Tim Webb is watching. Tim, I hope you're well. Stephen Campbell's watching in Glasgow. Stephen Feely has been says evening, all very quiet all week. So hoping for 3 bands tonight, please. Norman Gordon says hello from Armagh. Keith McAnany says hello, good evening, everyone. Sonia Galway loves the East Belfast. Obviously, that's East Bank Protestant Boys, darn, isn't it? It's not anybody else. John Hugh is watching from Liverpool. Good evening, all. Looking forward to another great night of music. Been looking at all the old band pictures, so many of them. Where have they gone? Isn't there some fantastic pictures coming in? Keep them coming. And if you have any band histories as well, send those in as well. Malcolm's watching in Balnamore. Lizzie is watching in Glasgow. Lizzie Quinn. It's not very often that there's Quinns which are prod, Lizzie. So you and I and our families must be about the 2 exceptions. Morris Work is watching. Denise and Amy are watching in Coke. I've very nearly said Donaghadee. Why is Roy in that corner? Because he has been bad, Scott. Roy has been bad. That is why he is in the corner.
No, you go to the bottom corner if you're bad. I'm in the top corner tonight.
Oh my goodness, Stephen Dummigan is watching us as Reggie Cullen, William Callahan, Victoria Sheridan, Natalie Barlow. Is the Parts night tonight? Yes, there is Parts music on the band show tonight, and I think, I could be wrong, Glenn, but I think you're in one of them. And also tonight, our quiz is on Part Music Band, so stay tuned. Have a real good listen to that one because it'll be difficult. I know that for sure. Joy Cullen is watching, as is Mr. China. Oh, you're now full screen. We don't really want you full screen. I'm only seeing him full screen now. Alistair McKellar says everyone's watching from Edinburgh. Tracy Biggerstaff, she's bloody Baltic, but then again, she's in Scotland. It's not just Scotland, Tracy, trust me. John China says shouting match. Not yet. It's early in the show yet. Yeah, it's definitely a different setup. Trevor Monacan says good evening all. David Sheridan, evening everyone. Jason Gibbons says Val, get the hair done. I got the hair done last Sunday, Jason, not just today. Jim Stout says hello from Donaghadee. Stephen Dummigan watching from Rathcoole. Keith Allison, Simon Conlon. I am going to look for videos of Marlow Pipe Band for you. Carol Porter is watching in Kilkeel. Sylvia Slane is watching. Aaron Chambers says hello from Mr. Gertrude. Jackie Mullen is watching. Elaine Toker is watching from Lisburn. And we're going to go to a little bit of music because I've read an awful lot of comments there. So tonight...
Just before we go to the first bit of music, can I just say a big congratulations to Tim. He is now sold out of all 900 of his wheelchair loyal badges, so that's a lot of money raised for the Rangers charity or foundation charity.
That is super.
Massive
well done,
Timothy.
Well done indeed. Now let me just scroll over here to our first band of the night. So someone had asked for a little bit of Lisburn Orange Defenders, which I have later on in the show. But when I was there, I happened to come across Glasgow Orange Defenders. And I thought, we haven't seen these guys very often in the show. So I thought, where better to start? This is them at the 12th of July parade in Belfast in 2018.
And Valerie's pressed the wrong button and hung up on herself. So sorry about that, folks. That's her back again.
Can you hear me okay now? Because it was saying microphone was off. I happened to notice there that someone, who was it? Jason was saying that there was a lot of echo from the other headset, so I changed it. So hopefully that's a wee bit better for you, Jason. Right, let's get through a few more of the comments. Anne Wilkie is watching in Glasgow. Russell Smith is watching from the bus station. Eddie Tony says, can I have a preview of tomorrow's night's Clips of Us? No, of course you cannot. Jamie Reid watching in Malile. Stephen McKinney says hello again from the Toon. Looking forward to the show. Ivor Stewart is watching. Russell Miller says hello. I'm not even going to read the rest of your comment. John China says, get the Prod Boys on first, please. Dear. Jim Fellow says, good evening from Netherton. Ronnie Hyman says, Ronnie and Anne say hello from Portrush. It's a bit cold here. John McElveen says, evening from Ballygowan and True Blues. Jim McGraw is watching. Kenny Dummigan is watching from Larne, the home of Dummigan's Accordion. Jim O'Neill says, hello again from Edinburgh. Robert Watson says, the best opening ever. He might watch more often. You mean you say you don't watch every week, Robert? That Robert Watson, no T. Watson, no T. Tommy Lloyd is watching from Liverpool. And Billy McDonald is watching. Jim Shanks says hi from Manchester. William Torrance is watching in South Lanarkshire. Elaine Dougal is watching from Shettletown. Do you know something? I think there's more people from outside of Northern Ireland watch this than there are from inside of Northern Ireland. Valerie, can you wish Big Jim, aka Bowser from Netherton, a very happy birthday? I certainly can, if I can find my notebook to write it down. Big 60. Good for you, Jim. 60. Bowser. No.
Just while you're doing that, I'll say hi to the half of the Pride of the Main that's actually tuned in tonight to watch as well. But you never get played. She doesn't, Valley doesn't like Pride of the Main, so she never plays them. Never plays them. Never. Just like East Belfast Protestant Boys, never plays them. That other one was it Ballyhalbert? Never plays them. Miller never plays them.
Such a crawler. Natalie and Billy Barlow are watching. Oh my goodness. Eric Chestnut, a former Ballymoney man. Good for you. Joan Strubbage loves my hair. Oh, thank you, Joan. It just needed it. The greys need it coloured because the Musketeers have been given grief, and Roy, well, I mean, he just causes grey hairs anyway. Jimmy Kerr is watching in West Dumbarton. David Milligan in Carrickfergus. Trevor Davidson says hello. Nigel Sinton wants to know what I call my dog. I actually have two of them there. You can't really see it, so hold on. There we go. That's my two boys. They are Carson and Craig. Hugh is in work. He asked for accordion, please. Gertie Yates Brown is in. Who is in Sydney? I've missed who was in Sydney. Scott Wilson says, to your bed, Eileen. Oh my goodness. We lads at the front are very, very good of that band. They were indeed. Let me just go. Eric Kilkeel Silver tonight. Not Kilkeel Silver, but I do have a couple of silver bands lined up. Jason Gibson said that was a great rendition of Belfast Loch. I will get a few more of those read after our next tune, who are one of those great melody flute bands. This is Money's Lane playing at their own parade in 2019. Roy, I'm sure you've seen my notes there, but there's a sharp stop in this one. This is Money's Lane. So that was Money's Lane there, playing very, very well indeed. Just saw a wee comment. Oh, it's gone. Have I lost it? I've lost it completely there. I have indeed. I've lost it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Johnny McKinstry wants to know, could I try and play something from William Sturt Memorial from Brumbridge? I will absolutely put them down. John China, I am only going grey because of the stress of having to listen and deal with all of you lot.
And as
Tommy
Aaron
Lloyd, that's...
replied, what does he mean, going? You went grey 70 years ago?
Tommy Lloyd was asking, could we have a clip of the Albert Bridge Accordion Band? Tommy, I hope you were listening at the beginning, because that was, of course, Albert Bridge who started off our show with the audio. Russell Miller, you are for a good slap the next time I see you. I am not over 50. Oh my goodness. Graham Kenny is watching from Lisburn. Graham, I saw from the photos during the week that you used to be in an accordion band. Good man. And Caesar started off in an accordion band. Just all went downhill for her from there, didn't it really?
Then he got sense.
Rebecca Marks and Jordan are watching, and Donna Parr is watching from Glossop in Derbyshire. Tim Webb, oh great, says, thanks so much, Ryan Valley, for continued support and for highlighting my wheelchair loyal badges, folks. As regard my health, I'm feeling so much and better, and again thankful for your well wishes and encouragement with all that in mind. Excellent. Jeffrey Edgar is watching in the Hill, Coleraine, just up the road. You could come and sit in the garden, Jeffrey, and you would hear it just as well. John China is trying to buy you now with Christmas presents, Roy.
No, you wouldn't, Valerie. You've got headphones on, so you've got no speakers, so you couldn't hear it if you sat in the garden.
Well, that's true. Well, yeah. Okay. China, you just neatly avoided talking there. China is buying you. He is buying your favors. Is that why you've turned ship? Is that why you're now wagging with Isle Musketeers?
I have not turned. I've always been on their side, right from the very start, so I have not turned nowhere. I've always enjoyed listening to East Belfast Protestant Boys. I would have them on the show every night, every week, every Friday and Saturday night. I'd have East Belfast, I'd have Miller Memorial, I would have Ballyhalbert, I would have Mourne Young Defenders, I'd have Pride of the Main, every single week.
Do you hear that? Tunes. Did you guys hear that? Seriously.
That still leaves 19 other bands to play, so there's still...
Hembury is watching in Ballymena. Lauren Ashley says, say hello to Neil Simpson and Amy Moo. China's been very kind. He says, look, play the Miller and Halbert and he'll work to tomorrow night. That's very kind of you. Absolutely. Tim Webb's dad, Ivan, is giving a shout out to Pete Minnis. Robert Goldsmith really enjoyed that clip of Money's Lane and said that they are a class outfit. They are indeed very, very good. Aaron Chambers thought they are a brilliant melody band. They are indeed. Ronnie Mackay's watching. Jean Kerr said Money's Lane, very smart marching and good playing. Tommy Lloyd, very smart band and great drum section. Carl Porter was loving them as well. And Wilkie says it gives me goosebumps. Well, good. Oh my goodness, terrific drum major as well, says Jean. Now, let's go to our next band. So, who asked for this? There was someone asked for this particular band last week. Let's see if I can. Peter Minnis. That's in fact who I just done the shout out for. Peter, last week you asked for a little bit of cloch band. Now, there are two cloch bands. One in County Down and one in County Antrim. So I wasn't too sure. So I covered both of them. I covered both angles. So this is the County Down one. This is them playing on the 21st of May in 2011. Hopefully, I think this is the one you were talking about. So hopefully you enjoy this little clip of them. Very wet night there for Clough in the shirts. I'm not even sure where that is. It didn't say in the video at all. But I was just glad to find a video of them at all, because there wasn't a great selection on there. So I managed to find them. And then the other one that we're going to cover later on the show is Clough True Blues as well. So Graham Kenny says that he would debate Royce. You were saying that things got worse after he left the accordion bands. He's saying he would debate that. Quite right you are, Graham. Nothing as good as an accordion band. Terry Davidson says, keep her lit, watching from Grimsport. Jimmy Shank says, any flip bands still going from the Shore Road? Would love to hear them. Funny, Pride of the Shore is one of the ones that I have on my list for we need to play soon. Tommy Cheeky Robinson says, how's you, Val? Valerie. Watching from Lesmahago. I have no idea how you say that. I've probably butchered it completely. Joshua Moore says, it's a good job Roy doesn't do every week. You're right. John Bell says, I don't look a day over 50. That's because I'm not over 50, John. What is this with the age? My goodness.
Yeah, you're not a day over 150.
Stephen Stafford, what sort of madness are you? And you're a Liverpool supporter too, saying Roy for Prime Minister. You do know he supports Man United, don't you? He would probably put Liverpool down to some of the lower divisions if he was Prime Minister.
Look at that. You're doing a good enough job yourselves.
Look at oh my goodness, I would have called it, instead of sweet talking is probably a polite way of saying it, because normally I would have called it ball licking, but that's maybe not a good thing to say in this sort of context. So like, Eddie Torney, you're a good lad, Roy. Oh my goodness. Jonathan Courtney says you miss Cormine. Jackie Mellon's looking for a bit of Pride of the Main and Dunloy. Val thinks she's 007. What size are you? XXL? That is a terrible thing to say, China. I tell you what, after the fit that you're buying me, I will definitely be a XXL, because you owe me some fries now, boy. Stephen Philly says we'll form another show. Good luck on that one. Please go. Folk will be sick of blood and thunder after a while. Roy wouldn't leave me. So he wouldn't. Not for all of the offers.
We should try an experiment some night. Run 2 shows at the same time. One Blood and Thunder, one accordion. See which one gets the most.
But you see, the thing about it is, I wouldn't be having a solely accordion show, because I don't believe in just having one genre bands on. That's the whole point. But what we have sort of muted, and Roy, I haven't run this past you or anything, or told you I'm going to do this in the same to Lisa. But so we have 3 people who believe that they are being discriminated against incorrectly. It's a perception. It's totally incorrect. However, there has been a lot of talk about how they could pick better and all this kind of stuff, and that I do too much talking and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm proposing is that on 3 separate nights, one of them comes on to present the show, picks all the clips, but they have to stick to the same rules as everyone else. In other words, that there's a set number of flip bands, set number of accordion bands, set number of silver, set number of pipe, and all that kind of stuff. What do you think, Roy? Do you think China, Eddie, and Stephen would be up to presenting it for full 2 hours?
Well, they know I'm going to be sat here in the background with them as well, so yeah, I can have a chat with John, I'm sure. Right. I've had many chat with John in the shop, so I could chat with John. I've a chat with Eddie up in Donaghadee. So yeah, I haven't talked to Stephen, so I'm not sure what the conversation would be like, but I'm sure that the chat would be mighty.
So guys, use games. China says your rating would go up. Eddie said it's a great idea. William Lavery says, evening Valerie from, oh, by the way, I'll still be here. Like, it's not, you aren't getting free reign. I'll still be here. Just making sure. Let me see. Evening Valerie from Wallyford, says William Lavery. This is what Fridays are for. It's got to stage I actually look forward to this here. Definitely do. Ronnie is looking for Killaloe accordion band. Lauren wants a little bit of South Belfast Protestant Boys. I think we played them, was it last week or the other week? Because I did remember announcing them. Chambers says, Val, you're looking really well tonight, so please play some Gertrude. There is always there's always a catch in the tail. There's always a sting in the
Scott
tail.
Clark says he'd be up for it.
Huh?
Scott Clark says he'd be up for it too.
Well up for giving somebody else abuse. Good idea. Yes, you could all give them abuse instead of me. Trevor wants a wee bit of Randallstown Sons of Ulster some week. Eddie Torney says we will be censored. You're right, you will. China, when he did the radio show with me, spent the whole time panicking in case he swore. You're not allowed to swear on here neither, China. Ah, dear. Wilston Gilmer says, good girl, Valerie, keep up the good work. Simon says, I look 20 years old. You're right, Simon. So I do. Absolutely.
Simon, I'm sure that Specsavers is still open. They're still classed as essential. Maybe put yourself in for a wee visit.
Teal Sinclair. Teal, you're still working up in Canterbury at the moment rather than back home in Dover. Darren Legge's looking for a little bit of Tigers Bay. Alistair Stewart wants a wee chin from Drummahiggles. We had Drummahiggles on last week, Alistair. You missed them. April McCarthy says, a big shout out to my mum, Margaret Johnson, who is 86 and is a first-time viewer. Hiya, Margaret. Hope you are keeping well. We will get you on the birthdays later on. But in the meantime, we hope you enjoy the music that you're getting here. Joshua Morris says that Clough there that we just played folded and then Clough reformed their accordion band, because there is, of course, the Clough Orange and Blue accordion band. David Gibson would like to see more Scottish bands. How are you? Hope you're well. We started off with Glasgow Orange Defenders, and I know that we have at least one more in the list this evening. So, and we did do a full Scottish night as well, which was pretty fun as well. Now, let's get on to our next band. Aaron Chambers, you have been consistently asking for this band, and I thought I had played them, and my apologies that I didn't. This is Ballymaccormick Accordion, and they are playing at Canallan's Parade in 2018. There we go, Arn. I hope you are happy after seeing that band as well. Tracy Smith says, wine and bands on a Friday night, absolutely perfect. Only way I can cope with these guys, Tracy. Only way I can cope. Chris Johnson says, you're turning out an alcoholic, to be quite honest. What a sprite. Oh, you're so good. Gordon Carey is watching from Crombury in Ayrshire. Welcome, Gordon. I've seen your name coming up before, so glad you're coming back to us again. Stephen Finney agrees. He thinks he would be taken off air. Lisa says that she played South Belfast Protestant Boys last week. You did indeed. And we try not to play the same bands week after week, which is why, and the only reason why, that we haven't played East Belfast, Ballyhalbert or the Miller, because they were getting on every week. So
what is it? So there's been this is show 72, and you said 15 times East Belfast have been played.
Yes.
Out of 72.
Yeah, but there's 660 bands in Northern Ireland alone.
That's not every week.
Don't you start. Now, Joy Collins says the band banter each week is a good part of the laughs. We all love the fan family, really. To be honest, I just ignore them. The whole lot of them. John China says, get Ballinran on. People are bored. Well, you see, now you'd have to take that up with Roy, because Roy says that more young defenders are better than Ballinran. You know, so if I put Ballinran on, I might offend Roy. I have to be careful, you see.
I do think more young defenders are more rounded. They play more rounded music. And
Richard Shannon says, hi Valerie, what about a wee best bit of South Fermanagh Loyalist flute band, the best band in the land? We'll definitely get them added onto the list for another week. Alistair and Nets looking for a wee bit of Pride of the Mile if possible, please. Alistair, make sure you're watching tomorrow night. I have searched and found a clip of Pride of the Mile, especially for you. Absolutely, especially for you. Robert Goldsmith says, people aren't that bored. Nice one, Robert. Brian Goody says, get the girt on. Ronnie Mackay, Govan Protestant Boys. Scott Clark says he would never sit on the screen for 2 hours and take all the abuse, but he's up for giving the other boys a bit of cheek. So am I. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't I have a field day with those? Caesar is watching. He used to be in an accordion band too. Aww. Scott Clark says he would love to pick the playlist some week though. We'll maybe try and do something where you get to pick the playlist the week if you make a donation to charity or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. John Hunter's watching in Ballinahitch.
I think you should do it. Have an auction during a show, and whoever's the highest bid at the end of the show then gets the chance to do it.
The full show, or
picks it. So for the full start of the show, we open up the auction, and whoever he's got the highest bid at the end of the show then gets to pick a full show. But again, sticking with the guidelines of they get sent a list of what number of bands they have to choose.
We could have a think about that. See how that works. Might work. Yeah. Caroline Hughes says, "Sorry, I'm late." Sorry.
It's just an adaptation of what Scott had come up with last week.
There's loads of great ideas out there. Funny actually that my head is away. Richard was on because Richard had actually told me about a great, and I've heard people talking about this before. It's about getting so it's kind of like taking Framesy's Protestant Boys, but expanding it, and we could maybe do it for a charity or somewhere. Getting just a crowd of flute bands, as many flutters into the like of Windsor Park or wherever, and getting them all to play. So like the world's biggest band. I don't know whether it would be feasible. Definitely not in current circumstances, but we could maybe do it for a charity or something in the future. Maybe even Framesy's charity there that he always had for his Framesy's Protestant Boys. Brainwaves, that's the one. Malcolm still says, what about some Drummer Higgles Owl Boys? Definitely a good idea. How about a county night? 6 counties, 6 nights of great music from all over Northern Ireland. Just that's not a bad idea neither. Not a bad idea.
I've done that quite a lot. My picks is picking music from making sure all 6 counties were included.
No, but Jason's meaning 1 county per night. Tonight would be County Antrim, the next night would be County Londonderry, and so on. Scott Monkmintire is watching from Port Glasgow in Scotland. Peter Walsh this evening, Valerie, did you get your hair done looking well? Are you looking a band played, Peter? Is that what it is? Because it's got to the stage now, if there's a compliment coming my way, I am used to getting the abuse afterwards. Robert Goldsmith says, excuse me, a wee bit of Coles Hill flute band in Enniskillen. I'll make a wee note of those guys because I don't think we have played them. Elizabeth Roger is a first-time viewer and loving it. Well, I am glad, Elizabeth. Honestly, I am quite sensible. Roy is a bit touched, but the rest of them are completely just ignore their comments. John China says we haven't been on 5 weeks. Is it? 5 weeks. Eddie wants to know, did I listen to Glenn's podcast with Andy McAdam, Val? He said Ballyhalbert taught the Black Skull. No, I haven't had a chance because I always listen to podcasts in the car. So I have them all sort of like lined up so that I can listen to them in the car, but I'm not in the car anywhere at all. China says, anybody looking stuff PM me, I'm skint. Oh, dear. James Shanks is in a vodka and Sprite. Or are you saying that's what Roy's on, vodka and Sprite? You could be right. Reggie Collins says, bring on the POB.
I wish.
Now, load of rubbish on none from East Belfast for Yonks, says Brian Goody. Is it not that long ago that I had your band, Brian, on? Is it last weekend? The weekend before? It's not that long. Garth Chambers is watching. Albert Harkness says Ballywalter's a good flute band. They are indeed. Carl Brownlee says Ulster Grenadiers. Scott Monk is the first time on from Scotland in Port Glasgow. I think I've just mentioned you before there, Scott. Takes me a minute to get through the messages because there's always loads. Like at the minute, I've got 57 unread. But I don't like talking too much because then Eddie complains. So let's go to our next band. Alan Finlay, you had asked for these guys one week. It is, of course, Ballyquin, Loyal Sons of Ulster. This is them playing at Portrush in 2018. Brilliant there from Ballyquin. Another one of the bands, you forget how good they are until you see them again. And then you think, why do we not have them on more often? Lauren Elwood says, play at the Oval. Yeah, that's a good idea. Adrian McAvenna says, it's the National Stadium, Valerie, not Windsor Park. Sorry, I'm old school. It always was Windsor Park when my sister lived beside it. Winston Gilmore says, Valerie, did you ever pay Castledurg young loyalist old boys still looking out for the photos I sent you of Jamore Boyne defenders? Very impatient, Winston. You asked for them last week, and I have them on the show tonight. They are on the show tonight, so stay tuned. And as for the photographs, well, Winston, I'm going to have to trim yours, so and take all the backgrounds and all that kind of stuff out. But I have some like nearly 250 photographs in a queue waiting to be posted. So they are in there. Any photographs that anyone sends me are definitely going to be posted online. They will totally be there. It's just they're not going to be there like tomorrow, if you know what I mean. They just go to the end of the queue and just keep adding. Scott Clark wants to know, do you just want flautists? Drummers, of course. Drummers' lives matter, he says. Of course, drummers as well, because it wouldn't be a band without drummers. Chris Harper is watching from Ards and says that's an amazing idea. He'd certainly be up for taking part. Glenn Taylor says County Londonderry has the creme de la creme of bands. They absolutely do. Scott Monk Mintire. Oh, sorry, you were just tagging someone else. Jason Gibson. Roy's a legend. Why is Roy a legend? Why am I not a legend? Why is he just a legend? This is really unfair. I'm starting to get very sensitive about this all. Really am. Don't forget the colour parties since Robert Goldsmith.
Valerie.
Yes.
Valerie.
World's smallest fiddle. Yeah, I know.
Playing the world's saddest tune for you.
Scott Clark says melody bands, yes, are the best in County Londonderry. Blood and Thunder, no. I don't know. Darren Leggy wants a little bit of Pride of the North Scotland. We'll make a wee note of that one. John McLaughlin says, sounding great again tonight. The Trench Memorial from Limavady are tops. We actually had a really good clip of Trench Memorial on last week. Irvine says, can you say hello to my friend Carl tonight from Irvine in Lisburn? Leslie Ann Harvey is watching. Brian says that was 3 weeks ago. Need an East Belfast fix. I'm fairly certain we have it in East Belfast on more recent than 3 weeks ago. But East Belfast is not the only part of the country. Okay, there is more to go out of the country than East Belfast. Lauren Elwood, yes. See your comments for South Belfast Protestant Boys. Unfortunately, the show's made up ahead of time, Lauren, to try and prevent as many mistakes as possible in terms of trying to find clips and all that kind of stuff. We did play our South Belfast Protestant Boys last week, as Lisa says, but we will absolutely have them included in a future show, but they definitely won't be included tonight. Richard Shannon says all bands, flutes, drummers, bass drummers, world record, I'm thinking, and also collect for charity. Peter Walsh wants some Lark Hall Purple Heroes. You see, I knew there was a sting coming in the tail of your compliment, Peter, I knew. Scott, I was dangling a hook to the Eastern Counties melody, Glenn says. Oh, Glenn, don't you start winding too. Do you not think there's enough winding on this blooming show? Let's go to our next band. Irvine, you had actually pointed out that I hadn't played Macklemore and Silver before, or that you thought I hadn't. I had played them before, but I am going to play them again now because we do always have 2 silver bands on every show, as well as at least 1 pipe band and all the rest of the genres. So this is Macklemore and Silver playing at the Larne District Sun Parade in 2018. Super there. And I see I'm converting a few to brass bands. Glenn Taylor says, I'll tell you what, I like these brass bands. They are pretty good. Joshua Moore says that's how to play a bass solo. Bass solo. Look at this. Nigel Sinton says, Val, Roy could not do the show if you were not there. You do a great job, top girl. He doesn't talk enough is the problem. That's what the problem is. He doesn't talk enough. In other words, I talk too much, Roy. You don't need to say anything. You don't have to agree. John Baird is in the back with a sore back and missed the clip. Oh, John. Joan Hunter says we have a very talented crowd. We do indeed. Like all these wonderful musicians. Wonderful musicians. Reggie says bring on the best bass drummers. If we had like 50 bass drummers, we could try and do some sort of bass solo. Some of you guys out there can think what it's going to be, but like, you know, some sort of bass drum solo. The world's great. I don't know. I think for the Guinness Book of Records, you have to get one of their official people over to witness it and all that kind of stuff. So, like, you know, if we were going to do something like that, we would have to make sure that we were definitely going to be hitting the record. Because I can remember, do you remember they tried a record for the most number of people making up a human poppy? But it kind of didn't go as well as planned, which was such a pity. Jason Gibson says all bands matter, not only East Belfast Protestant boys. Lauren wants me to say hello to wee Heather Tully, please. I will indeed. Hiya, Heather. Robert Goldsmith says it'll always be Windsor Park. Alistair says, Valerie, they think by calling it the National Stadium, they are looking and hoping to get supporters from the other side. However, I grew up knowing it as Windsor Park can't rewrite history. I'm the same. I always knew it as Windsor Park.
Valerie, just to give you an indication of what you're aiming for, the world record at the moment is 953 musicians. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. If we give it a really big push, I mean, we have it in terms of numbers. We absolutely have it. I mean, we have over 30,000 musicians in Northern Ireland alone. Fair enough. That's all the genres, right? But, you know, I'll have to look up my notes to see how many flute bands there were. And you'd have to narrow it down. I mean, you could get one tune, you could get the sash, right? So,
but you could have flute bands, accordion bands, bagpipes. You could have everything in it as a band, as musical instruments in a band, as long as you're all playing the same tune.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you see, like, because the pipes couldn't play at the same key as the flutes. The accordions could fit. Accordions are so versatile; they can fit in with
because
any
they're
of
just
them.
a piano.
Stephen McKinney says another great show, Annie Drumahagels. Valerie, that's a lovely dog you have. Play something from Gertrude. Oh, you've just got a request. My goodness. Complimenting the dogs will normally always get my good side, but listen, you know, you've had one tonight. Don't push the luck. Brian Goody says, why not a big masked accordion band? Wouldn't that be brilliant? That would be really good too. That would be really good. And achievable as well. He says, Brian says I'm his legend. I think you're great, Brian. Yes, you are. And David Logan says I'm a real musician. Now, here is the band that I started to look for earlier on and came across Glasgow Orange Defenders, so included them as well. It is Lisburn Orange Defenders, a band which I have only heard of recently. But going by the video clips, they've been about for quite a few years. So this is them playing at the Mini 12th in Lurgan. I was actually pretty impressed with the Orange Defenders from Lisburn, and I'd never seen them before, so they did well. Absolutely did well. They got a thumbs up from me. Isn't that what they say? What is that tune called, please? Something in the Morning. Oh, Carl, that'll come to me. That'll come to me. Alex Hutton says, with regards to your mass band, the older bandsmen in Scotland will remember that Scottish bands tried to do this at the Scotstoun Showground after Parade. I'd like to see this in the near future. Someone else rightly pointed out the restriction is currently for 15. Well, obviously, we would have to wait to post-COVID. Alan Finley says he's just arrived home. What have I missed? Well, Alan, you missed your own request. If you've just arrived home, we played Ballyquin. You asked for them, we played them. China says play the Hegels better than nothing. What do you mean, China? Hegels are better than East Belfast. Full stop.
Yeah.
Clark Scott says it's not a lot when you think how many people march at Derry Day each year. You have 100 bands with an average of 25 members. That's 2,500 musicians right there. Absolutely. We could do
Clark
it, no
Scott.
bother. It's just getting
Who's
them all
he?
in one place.
Who's Clark Scott?
Is that what I said? Bigger here in Middlesbrough watching No Beer this weekend. Thank God you're here to ease the blow. Honest to goodness, Bigger, having to listen to these boys puts me on the beer. Robert Goldsmith says we could do 9:52, no problem. Jason says we could definitely stop that. China says we'll bring 100.
And that's his Taffy's band.
Oh my goodness. Nigel Sinton says, how about a one-man band? Don't start him about one-man bands again. And don't start about how many people you need to constitute a band, because 2 is a duet.
Is a band.
3 is a trio.
It's a duet band is the correct name of it.
David McComb, if you are still watching, stay tuned, because there'll be a wee clip that you'll like on later on. Darren Legacy is Pride of the North. Darren, yes, I have got the note of their name, but they're not going to be on tonight, okay? So I can just warn you that there. I don't want you sitting there in anticipation, waiting.
Don't forget to get your birthday requests in as well, folks.
Yes, birthday requests. Thank you, Roy. Bring on the Pride of POB Old Boys. I take it that's Pride of Ballinran Old Boys. Heather Ralston says 2. 2 is a duo, a duet. It's not a band.
A duet band.
Oh, dear,
look it up in the dictionary, Valerie, dear. You've got plenty of books behind you.
Aaron Chambers says even my wee Cocker Spaniel is getting tired waiting for the Gert. He's just tired, full stop. Scott says there's more than 950 musicians walk at Downshires Parade every day. Boys of Derry, that's the tune. That's it. That's the tune. Carl. More than 150 musicians to walk at Downshires Parade each year, and those numbers are easy. We could do 2,000 easy. I think we could if we all sort of like pulled together and did it. A band varies in size. It can be as small as 4 people, rare, or as large as almost 70 people. There, that's a Google. Mason Googled it for me. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Where have we got to? We need another tune. We absolutely need another tune. Gordon Stewart Richards says, any Pride of Sandown 1994 went on to be Sandown YCV East Belfast. Oh my goodness. The difficulty is sometimes finding clips is the problem, especially a lot of the older bands. Finding clips is a problem. However, I have found a fantastic clip of Belfast 12th in 1988, which is just amazing. All the real old Pride of Windsor is in it. I'm almost sure Pride of the Mile is in it. Sharpshooters is in it. It's just a fantastic clip. So we'll definitely have that on some night. Now, for now, we're going to go up the road to Londonderry. This is the Hamilton Flute Band playing at Churchill's Contest in 2019, which was last year. Yeah, and it's a rearrangement of the Irish Washerwoman. I think you'll really enjoy this. It's something a wee bit different, but it's just listen to the playing. It's first class playing. Enjoy this one. Didn't I tell you it was good? Didn't I tell you it was good? Absolutely superb. Huey Strain in Australia said that was brilliant. Huey, great to have you watching with us. Glad you're joining us. Nigel Sinton, top class. Alistair McKellar, superb. Robert Wasson, absolutely fantastic. Aaron Chambers, just a big smiley face. Carl Porter, clapping hands. Now that is playing as its best. Oh, don't know what's happening here. What is going on with my phone? Now that is playing at its best is Trevor Harrelson, James Sharon Norris, that's music, James Stout, brilliant. Oh, you all thought it was good. Alan Pierce, proper flitting, Joan Hunter, brilliant, Darren Leggy, cool, William Lavery, not the easiest tune to play at speed, says David Sheridan, fantastic effort. I think they managed to play it quite well at speed, I have to say. Glenn Taylor says, this is the band that kept me off the streets and taught me a lot. Ken Stewart says, lovely arrangement group playing all around. Steve McKinney thought they were brilliant. Joshua Moore, superb. Jason said, best sound tonight. China appreciated it. Some sound out of that. Class. Edward Fellows, brilliant. Brilliant arrangement. It was absolutely super arrangement. Really, really good. Lots of yous absolutely loving that one there, and quite rightly so. David Milligan wants to know any footage of Ulster Young Loyalist Castlewell. We've had them on quite a few times. There is some good stuff on YouTube, and we'll maybe see if we can get a wee clip of them included in our next oldies night. Chris, birthdays after this? We haven't had any birthdays yet. Get your birthdays in. Get your birthdays in.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said you had a couple. I thought there was one earlier. Somebody said.
Well, I've only got a note of 2, but I'm sure there are more. So definitely keep your birthdays coming in. Chris Gray wants a little bit of Drumahegels, and China said, I asked, and she said, no, that is not the case. But however, Drumahegels were played last week, unfortunately, so they're not going to be on this evening. But you know as well as I do, I can say that they're going to be included. They absolutely are. I did not say no. I actually said that they were better than East Belfast, is what I said. Now, let's get on to our next piece of music. Stephen McKinney, I know that you're watching, so you had asked for this band last week. This is Dunamoney playing at the end of their own parade in 2019. And if you watch this, it's really great to see the way that the other bands all give them a little respect at the end of their own parade. Superb there from Donna Money. And as you can see, everyone giving them great respect there for their own parade. Neil says he thinks he had that in next Friday's show. Oh, sorry, Neil, I haven't looked at your list. I did click on your link from your email, but it wasn't working, so I'm going to have to get you to just give me a proper link. Sad watching that clip with one of our work colleagues in the front row. That's correct, the drum corps who was killed at work earlier this year. That is correct. Does the heart good to see a big strong band from that part of the country, says David Milligan. It certainly does, from any part of the country, I have to say. Hello from Portrush, Derek Colley. So Derek, good to see you watching. I also saw Graham Sutherland. He was asking for some clips of the White Army. Graham, if I could have the White Army on every week, I absolutely would, but then I would get a lot of grief. Aaron Chambers says, my birthday is on Christmas Day. Please play me some Gertrude. I will play Gertrude on Christmas Day, Aaron, absolutely, for your birthday. Joan Hunter wants to, I didn't say that I would actually be live here and that you would hear it, but I play them, no problem at all. Joan Hunter wants to know, have you ever had any Red Hand Down Patrick with Stanley on the big drum? We absolutely have had Red Hand Down Patrick, and Stanley has been in the band. I can't remember whether he was in the big drum or not, but he definitely was in the band because I remember so many people talking about him. He's kind of renowned, isn't he? Big shout out to Charlie Moore Sr. from Ardross and Winter, who's on the mend from COVID. Get well soon, my darkest Ayrshire bud. Yes, great to hear that Charlie is getting on the recovery from COVID. It just seems to knock everybody off his feet completely, or their feet completely. Now, Glenn Murphy had asked for a little bit last week of Highland Cathedral, and we had quite a lot of talk about Highland Cathedral's tune and all the like all the different band styles playing it, etc. And people preferred it in pipes, and some people preferred it in the flutes and all that there. This is a superb arrangement by City of Belfast Fife and Drums, and I wanted to include that in tonight because I've also included later in the programme a little arrangement of Sleeping Warrior as well. So Sleeping Warrior is my preference. Let's see what you think of Highland Cathedral, and we'll play the two of them tonight in the show. So this is City of Belfast Fife and Drums playing Highland Cathedral. Again, divided opinions about East Belfast. Oh my goodness, my head. I'm reading so many comments about East Belfast. They're in my head constantly. Divided opinions about Highland Cathedral there, and the reason that I'm East Belfast came in was somebody else said that East Belfast plays it better. Vicky Finlay loves Highland Cathedral. 2 stop starting in the foot for me, says Mark Graham. On the pipes, there's obviously no breaks for air, just flows better. David Gibson says, great tune, but should only be played in the bagpipes, but well done to the band. Darren Lecky says, seen the video, not good. Belfast Product Boys. Nigel Sutton says, well, great bands tonight, well done. Listen, we're not even halfway through the show, so make sure you stay tuned because we have loads of great bands coming up. I think we're going to run over tonight, which is terrible. Highland Cathedral, beautiful, said Jean Kerr. Let me see. I saw Jason had said that it was his birthday tomorrow, so can he even have Oma Protestant Boys tomorrow night then? Is it genuinely your birthday tomorrow? Because I don't believe you. Clinton F. Paisley says that was brilliant. Trevor Tinsley asked, could we play something for his wife, Lorraine Tinsley, who is a nurse? Thank you for all that you're doing, Lorraine. We frontline workers absolutely really appreciate it by the show here. So I'll dedicate this next band to you. It is Corby Loyalists. Ian Henry, I happened to notice, was watching the other evening, and he was saying that he was from Corby. And hello. So I had a little look for a band from Corby, and this is the one that I found. This is them in the Brian Robinson Parade in 2019. So thank you. That goes out to all of our NHS workers, but most especially Lorraine there, Lorraine Tinsley. Now, Keith says my video of the White Army midweek was first class. Thank you for posting. Did you enjoy that, Keith? It was a really, really good video. We'll definitely get that on our oldies show. Clark says that the video of Fifes and Drums, he says it's not often a video gets repeated in this show. It's not, and we purposely try not to, but that one I chose because I knew it was a really good version of Highland Cathedral. Joshua Morris is a big 21st and the 12th of December. Can we request a virtual band party that night? China can supply the wagon wheel as well. Of course, if it is a Friday or Saturday night, we will have a party here for him, the way we always have a party every Friday and Saturday night for birthdays. That's what it all is. Let me. It's a Saturday night. There you go.
It's a
We'll have a
Saturday
birthday.
night.
We'll have a party for him on. Alan Peters is obsessed by the East. Alan, it's because it's just constant. Like absolutely constant. Brian Goody asked for a wee bit of Black Skull, please, for Andy McAdam's 60th birthday. I actually was going to put Black Skull in the list this evening, and then I thought I play them a lot, so I'd better not. See, so even bands I like, I limit as well. My goodness. Now, China says, oh my goodness, you're being very diplomatic. China says, no, we play it different, not better. Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen you being diplomatic. Scott McKinstry wants a wee bit of William Sterrett. I think someone else, maybe it was yourself, mentioned that earlier on. Jason is a big 21 again. Jackie says her birthday is the 7th of December. Can have done Loy and Proud of Me and played. Alan says my son Stephen is 16 next Saturday. He now plays with Ballerina. If you could find a video for next week. Darren Leggy says I'm 45, play for Star of the North. Stop telling me your ages. Stop calling me Clark, please. You sound like my old school teacher. Oh, sorry, it's just I'm skimming down through them and reading them so quickly and speaking as I'm reading, so it doesn't always work well. Adam Livingston sent me in this little clip, and he says this is a little clip of a tune called Black Tower. And I have heard of a tune called Black Tower, and I went, right, okay, I know another one called Round Tower as well, so I was talking about that there. And then I happened to listen to the clip today, and just a few seconds I listened to it, I went, Adam, that's called Heidelberg. And he went, yeah, same thing, same name. So this is Edgarstown Accordion Band playing Heidelberg on the road at Portadown Black District Parade in 2019. Well played there by Edgarstown Accordion. China was asking, is an all male band? No, it's not. The front row happens to be all male, but there are females and they're all wearing trousers as well. It's Edgarstown Accordion. A lot of you loving it and loving the march, playing it very well indeed. They absolutely are. John Park, Chuck, you should be a comedian. I'm not sure who that's who that's to at all. Would Edgarstown be grade 1? I'm not sure that Edgarstown have ever competed, to be honest. Maybe many years ago. And there's not really enough accordion bands now to be, like grading them as such. It's ex-Man United striker Danny Welbeck's birthday today. He's just messaged me. He's looking some Ballymena Corsa drum played. He said, thanks. Tell Danny to post in himself. Tell him to comment himself, and then we'll play. Now, Ken Stewart says, fair play, a very difficult march to play well, and a serious piccolo part. Oh, tell me about it. Yes, it is a cracking piccolo part as well. It's that sounded like a slightly simplified arrangement, but it was still extremely good. China, I'm not even going to read out your comment. Now, Senior Glenn, I don't know whether it's Senior or whether it's Glenn Senior, but that's your Facebook name, SNR Glenn. You asked for a little bit of Pride of Ballybean. This is them at Branel Loyal's parade in 2019. Now, Craig is up for a little bit of tension, so we'll go straight on to the next band. I'm glad some of you, Steve McInnes, says some great bands on tonight. I'm glad you're enjoying the selection that I've picked. The next band is a clip that I got sent to me, and I don't think we've played them before. It's a pipe band, and then after this, we are going to do our quiz. And tonight it is all on part music flip band, so remember and stay tuned for that one. This is Ringsend Pipe Band. I should have wrote note down where the clip was from, but I think you'll enjoy this one anyway. Did that stop suddenly? Oh, I thought there was a full clip in that there. That'll teach me to play the whole clip the next time. Now, it's time. Huh? Aye, but I didn't play the whole clip, if you know what I mean. I should have played the end of it. I normally do. So it's time for our quiz this evening. We're going to play you 5 bands. Tonight we are putting up, well, as we've done for the past couple of weeks, we're putting up a selection of 4 bands, and it's one of them. Okay, you will probably need it because tonight is part music flute bands, so it is not going to be simple. That is for sure. Now, they are from all arts and parts, so do your best, okay, and we'll see how we get on. So Roy, can we have our first band, please? Okay, so that was your first band. You had 4 choices. It was either Hunter Moore Memorial, Sergeant White Memorial, Corcrain Flute Band, or Brookborough. So who do you think it was? Remember to put your number. So that was band number 1, and then which one of the bands, or you can actually key the full name of the band in there. So it was either Hunter Moore, Sergeant White, Corcrain, or Brookborough. Okay, so let's go on to band number 2. So band number 2, you had 4 choices. Was it Coleraine Fife and Drum, Articlave, Churchill, or Ballywullen? Which do you think that was? So put band number 2, and then whether you think it was A, B, C, or D. Or you can even put the names. That's Coleraine Fife and Drum, Articlave, Churchill, or D, Ballywullen. So let's move on to our band number 3 then, please, Roy. Okay, so you had 4 choices once again for band number 3. It was Boviva, Cahard Flute Band, Auchnagascan, or Ardnarf. So band number 3, who do you think it was? Band A, Boviva, band B, Cahard, band C, Auchnagascan, or band D, Ardnarf. Just post your comments in the comments section, and we will move on to band number 4. So you have the choice of 4 there. Band A, Glen Keane, fife and drum. Band B, Ballylone. Band C, Seawater, or Band D, Ballywalter. And that was band number 4. So it was either A, Glen Keane, B, Ballylone, I can't even read my own writing, C, St. Patrick, or D, Ballywalter. So that was band number 4. And our final band, let's have a listen to them. So band number 5, you had 4 choices. It was either Castlegore, or was it Kelswater, or it could have been Orangefield or Hamilton. Put your comments in below and tell me who you thought it was. Band number 5, did you think it was A, Castlegore, B, Kelswater, C, Orangefield, or D, Hamilton? So keep catching up with band number 5. We're going to go back and give you the answers now. So give yourself a point. Don't worry about cheating or anything like that. There's no prizes for this. It's just purely a matter of fun. Much more difficult this week. And remember that of all the weeks we've been running this, that we've only got one person who has ever got all 5 bands right, and that was Adam. And Adam, I don't believe you've done it this night. I'm sorry, I don't believe you've got them all right tonight. Now, give yourself a point for the first band. Let's have a listen to them once again, and then I'll tell you who they were. So band number 1, if you said it was Brookborough, give yourself a point. So that was band number D for band D for the first clip. So let's have a listen to clip number 2. I think this week is particularly tough as it's part music and they all play very similar arrangements, so it's going to be very hard to tell them apart. But band number 2, if you guessed that it was Churchill, then give yourself another point. So let's go to band number 3. So band number 3, again, very difficult. It could have been any of those 4 as far as I'm concerned, but it was in fact Ochnagascan. So if you guessed that band number 3 was C, Ochnagascan, give yourself another point. Let's have a listen to band number 4, Roy, please. So band number 4, again, I don't know how anybody would get these, but band number 4 was actually Glen King Flute Band. So that was band A, Glen King. And let's have a listen to our last one of the whole lot. And this is clip number 5. Number 5 was in fact Castlegore. Sorry, it wasn't. It was Kelswar. It was Kelswar. I read the first band that I'd read down. It was Kelswar. Band number 5 was Kelswar. Okay. So your answers were number 1, D, Brookborough. Number 2, C, Churchill. Number 3, C, Ochnagascan. Number 4, A, Glen King, and number 5 was definitely B, Kelswar. Just want to thank Lisa for taking the time to make up all of these quizzes. They seem to go down well with everyone. Everyone enjoys taking a part, and as I say, it's not serious. It's not life or death whether you get them all or not. So let us know how many you got. David Logan got 3 out of 5. Well done. You got 0, Roy. I would have as well. Edward Fellows got 2. China got 2. He's improved. 3 tonight, says Denise. She's slipping up. Mark Anderson got 4 out of 5. Joshua got 5 out of 5. I don't believe it, Joshua. I'm going to have to go through and check your answers. Malcolm Steele got 2 out of 5, as did Gavin. Jason Gibson got 3 out of 5. He ain't bad. 2 out of 5. My best yet, says David Sheridan. Keith McCormick, who comes from Ballywullen, got none out of 5. Glenn Taylor got 1 out of 5. Alistair McKellar 1 out of 5. Jasmine got 3. Joy 2. Reggie 2. Anne Louise Laughlin got 2 out of 5. John Laughlin got 3 out of 5, and he's all happy. Well done. Roy Fisher, watching from the US of A, got 2 out of 5. James Reid thinks he got 3. 2 for Alex Hutton. 6 for Penny. Well done, Penny. Russell got 3. Johnny got 3. Stephen got 2. Neil got 4. Best week ever, he says. Davy Semple got 4. Trevor Monaghan says he recognised Kelswater bass drum anywhere with the tape on the inside of the skin. 3 out of 5. Adam got 1.5. Moore's got 2, and they were guessed. Well done, everyone. I wouldn't have got any of them, I have to say. Definitely not. Now, there may be a little. John King says, yeah, he didn't send the answers in, but he got 3. David Milligan, 1 out of 5. Can't pick horses neither. 2 out of 5 for Jim Gilfinnan. Brian Goody got 2. Well done to you all. We're going to go on to our next clip. Winston Gilmore, you were watching. You are. You were watching, hopefully you still are now. You had asked for this band last week, so we got it in, and it might make a certain little gentleman from Ballyhalbert a little bit happy, because there's a possibility he might be in this. This is Portavogie Red Hand Defenders, Owl Boys Band, playing at the Newton Arch Black Saturday in 2018. Caroline Hughes has a really good suggestion there. We should have an old boys night. We maybe will do. Eddie says good choice, but he's not old enough for the old boys yet, though. But there was something. Was there not one of the old boys? Was it not Red Hand Defenders, Portavogie, that you were in? Glenn Taylor says he likes the New Buildings Old Boys. Jason Gibson wants to know what mix of Fiat are they playing. There's different mix. Wow, who knew? Let's move on to our next piece. I love this next piece, and I have to admit I'm biased, but I just love this piece of music. So we talked last week about favourite slow pieces, Highland Cathedral and Band of Brothers and all Last of the Mohican and all those kind of things. And this is one of my favourites, and this is one of my favourite arrangements of it as well, I have to admit. And it's got something a little bit special in it that no one else has. This is for John Dowling. He asked for a little clip of Brunswick accordion, and I'll also dedicate this to Mr. and Mrs. Carlisle, who are watching all the way up there in Analog direction. This is Brunswick playing Sleeping Warrior. It's easily one of my favourites at the minute. I love that tune. Absolutely brilliant. So you can understand now why I prefer that to Highland Cathedral, because it's not just as overplayed as the the pipes just work in there brilliant with it. Well spotted in the arpeggios, Mr. Stewart. Yes, those were hastily thrown together in the changing rooms at the back of the Ulster Hall before we went on stage. So, but they worked, and they worked really well. The only thing is that I was kind of playing against the full band and the pipes by the end of it, so you could just hear them and no more. Trevor is asking, is that a Scottish tune? Yes, it is. It's named after an island of the coast of Scotland, which looks like a warrior sleeping on his side. Brian Goody says, favourite all-time I asked you before about playing the Scottish Fiddle Orchestra and accordion and the Trin BB pipe band. Fantastic hair in the back of your neck stuff. Absolutely brilliant. I like that version, I have to say. I'm maybe biased, but I like that version. Now, Cheryl Madole and David Alexander both asked for this next band, so I'm going to play that one for them. David actually sent me a clip. There's better clips out here, David, I have to say, but you sent me this one. So this is the one that I'm going to play. This is Netherton Road Flute Band, and I believe it's them at the 12th last year. Short clip there then. As I say, there's better longer clips, but I'm guessing that you like that one because of the dancing at the front. Now we're going to do the birthdays after the next clip, so if there's any more birthdays that I haven't got, please do give us a wee shout out during this next tune. Again, another band that we don't have on the show enough. There just isn't enough time to play all the bands that should be on here every week. But this is one I think they're really, really good band. It's way back in 2008, which surprised me. And Joshua says he thought that was the White Rotter County, but in red jackets, Roy McPeak. He's at you, Roy. He's at you now. So this
I
is
just ignore it now. I know I'm right.
This is Sons of William Cookstown playing The New Recruit. Oh, voice screen has closed. They're not quite right rocks, says Robert Goldsmith. I think they're very, very good. Very entertaining. Lizzie Quinn says, "Hiya Val, I'm from Glasgow." Valerie! I'm from Glasgow and my family live in Newtownards. Can you please play some Lark Hall Purple Heroes for Peter Walsh, my brother-in-law? I think we had Lark Hall not that long ago, Lizzie, but we'll not be able to put it on tonight, but we'll definitely get it on some other night. We're here every week, every Friday and Saturday night. Roy and I don't have lives anymore. We're here every Friday and Saturday night. And thankfully, most of you join us, so we're not sitting here on our own. So this is Sons of William, ready now. It's The New Recruit, played in 2008. Superb there by Sons of William Cookstown. Davy Logan says Piccolo Class. And of course, that was our Billy Nen. If you're watching, he's usually watching most
Obviously,
nights.
somebody hadn't bought the full version of the DVD ripper. Bouncing about.
Hey, it works. It works. Now, what was I going to say? We're going to do the birthdays now. So the birthdays that I have, whether they're real or not. Shout out to Big Jim Bowser from Netherton Road. So we just played Netherton Road a few minutes ago, and it's your 60th birthday. So congratulations to you. Jason Gibson is 21 again. I'm not sure whether it actually is his birthday or not, but just in case. Margaret Johnson, who is listening for our first time tonight, is 86. So happy birthday to you, Margaret. Hope you have a wonderful day. Andy McAdam is 60. His 60th birthday was the other day. So again, happiest birthday. Great milestone for both you and Big Jim. And of course to Roy's stepdaughter, Kira Ann, who is 15. Her birthday was 15 during the week. So happy birthday to you all. So this is to you all from all of us here at Ulster Bands Forum. And I'm sure on behalf of all of you watching there out in virtual parade land. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the forum. Happy birthday to you.
You are mad as a box of frogs. Absolutely nuts. Now I know why Roy was so keen on me making sure I got the birthdays done. Oh my goodness. Look at the idiots. Absolute idiots. Oh my goodness.
Well, we did say if any of the bands played Happy Birthday, we'd use it for the Happy Birthday song. And 3 bands obliged.
Well, the thing about it is now I don't have to play them tomorrow night. These are headers, absolute headers. But thank you for doing that.
Well done to the 3.
Well done. At least they're not dummy fluters. That's the main thing. A dummy fluter and a dummy drummer. Well done to you all. Oh my goodness, that took me to the fair. Definitely did. Thank God Roy's had the camera on me whenever it was playing.
I did have the camera on you. You were on screen the whole time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh goodness, I never even noticed
It
that.
was the look in your face when it started playing. You were like, what? What's this? What's this? Then, yeah, you were in the top right-hand corner the whole time.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. You could play that forever. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with you lot. Honest to goodness. He's definitely deserved to be played tomorrow night for that one. Now, the other clock band that I found is this one. I've got 7 more bands to play, and I've got 3 minutes to play them in. So it's not going to be possible. We're going to just have to overrun tonight, okay? This is Clock True Blues playing at the Crown Defenders Parade in 2013. I have to keep talking. I can't talk because I'm too busy laughing. How long did it take you to practice that, by the way? That's a happy birthday from now on. Christmas #1, says Joy. That's brilliant. This is Clock True Blues at Crown Defenders Parade in 2013. That was brilliant. That was well played, the threes. Well played, the threes. Absolutely. Now, I was looking for another little silver band, and I was looking for Brecky silver band because Mark Gibson had said that it was one that I hadn't played in before. And he's right. I couldn't find a really good clip of them, but I did find a clip of them playing along with Bon Silver. China says he's smiling like a big cat there. Oh, I'm not surprised. You boys are. Any much wonder you're quiet this week. I should have known. I should have known you had something up your sleeve. You were so quiet. There's very little abuse this week. I thought you had maybe given up. This is Bon Silver and Brecky Silver playing a fantastic march called The Villager. I haven't stopped laughing. And the singing. Oh dear. Right, next up, a melody band. Again, one that we don't play more than enough on this show. Excuse me. It is Ballymacart Defenders. I haven't even written down where they're from, one thing or another, but that's just this is Ballymacart. Enjoy. has absolutely made my weekend, that clip of Happy Birthday. Can we use that as our birthday clip from now on?
Yes, I've actually made two versions of it. That longer version tonight, which has got the three tenors intro at the start of it and the bands at the end of it, but it's just going to be the guys playing and singing as the
Oh,
birthday
no,
clip.
it has to be the singing
No,
and
the
everything
singing,
in
the
it.
singing and all's in it. The middle video part, which has got the music and the singing, is what I have for the. It just doesn't have the three tenors
Intro.
intro at the start, and then the three.
I didn't even see that. You see tonight.
Well,
Was that on
you'll
it? I didn't even see
yeah,
that.
I'll send you it so you can see it. But then it'll just be them playing and singing will be the birthday clips from now onwards, because we did say if any band did it, we'd use it.
Yes, absolutely. Fair play to you guys for taking the time to do that. It's absolutely taking me to the fair. Now, our next band, do you mean we're friends? Who's that, me or Roy? Of course, China, we've always been friends. You've always owed me a fry. Like, this doesn't change things. The next clip is one. Now, it is, I love it as a song. I think it is a fantastic song. Great arrangement done here by Janice. And I believe Glenn Taylor is in the background of this. I could be wrong, but I think it's you, Glenn. I'm not 100% sure. It's Churchill Flute Band in 2014 playing Londonderry on the Foyle. Superb. I thought you all would like that. I was singing along. I hope you all were too. Now, next up, another old boys band. It was Glenn Taylor. He's confirmed it was him. I thought it was you, Glenn. I wasn't too sure. The next band up are one of an old boys band. We should have kept them for that great idea of the old boys night. But this is Castledurg Young Loyalist Old Boys. Look at the age of the extra bass drummer in it. Absolutely brilliant. I think it's fantastic. This is them in 2014 playing at Pride of the Dergs Parade. Road to the Isles there by Castledurg, Young Loyalist, all boys. And the age of that gentleman on the spare bass drum with the strap and all on, and he's just itching to get on the bass drum. You can tell. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. 2 bands left to go, so stick with me if you can. The next one is Lily of the Valley Accordion Band playing at Rosnoila 2019. It's been ages since I have seen Lily of the Valley. They've obviously changed their style quite a bit since I last saw them, but this was quite a good clip, I thought. Nice enjoyable hymns.
Yeah, we all know 219 was the year you were born.
Oh, it stopped. Stopped too early. Oh, I was really enjoying that. Head was going. Now we're going to finish up tonight with another Scottish band. We started off with a Scottish band, so we're going to finish with a Scottish band. I hope you enjoyed my selection of clips this evening. I enjoyed picking them as I always do. I always start off in one direction and end up getting distracted with about 200 bands. I really enjoyed our birthday clip this evening. I'm going to laugh every time that's played from now on. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a wee oldies night. And look at some of the old clips. We're going to have that Belfast 1988 clip in. We'll have a few others. And we'll have a good time, as always. A lot of crack and banter and slagging and abuse and all the usual. Make sure you join us at 8 o'clock. In the meantime, we're going to finish off with Pride of Motherwell in 2019. Until tomorrow night, stay safe and keep the flutes to the Myth Boys, because we're coming to the tune.
when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and seal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a feu de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full there's nothing can surpass. There's naught expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.